Hello and welcome to the Tottenham America channel. Today we'll be looking at Tottenham's 3-2 win over Hoffenheim in the Europa League, the 7th round of the group stage. And finally, Tottenham came out with a pretty convincing win for the most part. We got a little shaky towards the end, but for the most part it was a pretty convincing, pretty thorough performance from the North Londoners, who played at Hoffenheim's home stadium and won by 3-2. Maddison with an early goal in the 3rd minute, and then Son with a brace, one in the 22nd and one in the 77th. We did go up 2-0 before Hoffenheim got one back. Then Tottenham extended the lead to 3-1 before, of course, Hoffenheim got one back in the 88th minute and made it a very tense ending for Spurs fans. But this now puts us 6th in the Europa League table. That means we are inside the round of 16, straight direct qualification for now. We still have one more game to play, and that will come next week, I believe, against Elfsborg. So that will be the one that decides if we have to qualify for the next round, qualify through a playoff, or if we go straight into the round of 16. We do have to win that, otherwise we have the chance to not make it through directly. But let's talk about Hoffenheim-Tottenham. Great game today. Tottenham came out really well in the first half. I mean, we were so dominant, and we really made it count. 3rd minute, James Maddison puts us 1-0 up. It's a great finish, but the ball from Porro was probably the best part. We've seen Porro do that multiple times, but to see him do it again after his little dip in form was very, very nice to see. And then Maddison, it was put on a plate for him to just finish. Then Son got his goal, and it was a deflected goal in the 22nd minute. The ball falls to him, and he gets a shot away after receiving the ball from James Maddison. It does get deflected over the Hoffenheim goalkeeper, but it's a goal nonetheless for Son, who's been struggling for form recently. And so I'm really happy about that. And then Anton Stach made it 2-1 in the 68th minute, but Son, now this was the goal that I really enjoyed. In the 77th minute, Mikey Moore found Son on the left side. Son does his trademark step over and gets a left-footed finish into the bottom right corner, and that was a trademark goal from Son. And I think Son is slowly starting to regain his form. I knew it wasn't right to completely give up on him. I knew he was in there somewhere. We just had to, he's probably just going through a rough patch. He's been playing a lot, but I have a feeling he's going to come back, and today he showed that. But it was a great goal from Sonny. But Hoffenheim did eventually get to get one more back, so they made it 3-2 in the 88th minute, which made for a very tense last 10 minutes or so. But Tottenham played really well, and I think that is attributed to really one man, Rodrigo Bentancur in midfield. He came back, made his comeback from the concussion injury he suffered against Liverpool, and right off the bat, our midfield looks so much better than it has done without Rodrigo Bentancur. And I think we saw this in the first 10 minutes against Liverpool until he got injured. But our midfield just looks so much better with Bentancur. Yes, he can make a couple stupid decisions. Yes, he's rash. Yes, he'll make the silly tackle here and there. But on the whole, he is exactly the player that we want at the core of our team at that number 6 position. That Basuma he cannot fill. Bergvall and Maddison are attacking midfielders, and Sarr is also unable to fill that role. But Bentancur, it's something about the way he's able to move silky smooth through the field and win the ball effortlessly, and most importantly, move the ball up and always know where to go with that risky pass, because I think that's what we really lack with Basuma and Sarr in that position, and that makes everyone around him better. Maddison now has the license to go forward more. Bergvall has the license to go forward more, and then because our midfield's so comfortable, that means our defenders are a little more comfortable too in Davies and Dragusin, which means Porro's allowed to run a little bit further up the field, and that's what we saw today, and he got an assist. So it all comes down to who's in that 6th position, and it's going to be really important to have Bentancur fit the whole time, because he's really the only one who can really fill that position right now until we get someone who can help him out in that number 6 position, which I don't think we're going to get for at least not this January transfer window, maybe in the summer, but definitely not right now. apart from Bentancur, Maddison was very good. Good assist for Son's goal. Son himself I thought he was very good, very lively. He had a lot more confidence on the ball, which is something we hadn't seen in a while. Looked like he actually wanted to take on his man, and then actually did take on his man, which was really good to see. Archie Gray for left back wasn't that bad, pretty solid at the back. But Brandon Austin was our goalkeeper because Kinski couldn't be registered for this game. And the only other two keepers we have right now are Alfie Whiteman and Fraser Forster. And Brandon Austin had a pretty good debut a couple games back when he came in for the injured Fraser Forster. So I was not too worried about him coming in today. And I think for the first 70 minutes, he was very good. But when that first goal that he conceded, and I think it was the first one or the second one, I'm not sure. One of the goals that he conceded, he tried to come out and was too indecisive. He did also almost give away a penalty, but he got his hand to the ball just ahead of the Hoffenheim player. And after like a 4-minute VAR check, they decided that Austin was not at fault and disallowed the penalty. But I think it was a little shaky towards the end, but Brendan Austin he's definitely a good, reliable keeper that we can have. And he had made some really good saves in the first half, don't get me wrong. But he did get a little shaky for the goals in the second half. But overall, this is, I think, the best performance that I've seen from Tottenham in a while. I mean, probably not even before the Liverpool game. I think Liverpool it wasn't that solid of a game. I think this would honestly go back to Southampton when we won against them on December 15th. That was the last time that I saw a team play this cohesively together for so much of the game. It wasn't as good as that game, but it's the closest we've come to that game since then. And that's really, really good to see because, well, we do need to do it more often. Then it'll be better to see. But at least we know that there is still some hope left and that we're not going to go down just yet. We might later on, but hopefully not. But yeah, I was really happy with today's performance. I thought it was a pretty solid showing. There are still things that we were very shaky for. You know, we kind of gave up confidence for the first 25 minutes of the second half. But overall, it was a much better performance than the ones we've been putting out against Everton, Arsenal, even Tamsworth. So not too unhappy about that. Our next match is against Leicester in the Premier League. Leicester are 19th, so Dr. Tottenham might be knocking on the door unless we really lock in and make sure that we can win. I think that comes down to who starts in the 6 and who starts in the midfield. I think that will kind of decide which way the game's going to go. Because without a good midfielder like Bentancur controlling that little area, I think we get very easily messed up. And we cannot afford to drop too many more points. Everton are 4 points behind us, and they have a game in hand on us. Then Wolves are on 16 points. Ipswich are also on 16, and they're in the relegation zone. So we definitely have to win this to try and climb the table a little bit. Because if we do win this and no one else above us wins, we'd go up to 12th. And that's a pretty big boost from 15th to 12th. I can't believe I'm talking about 15th and 12th place for Tottenham Hotspur. But you know what? Might as well climb out of it, right? Don't let us go down yet. But that's it from my review of Tottenham's game against Hoffenheim in the Europa League as we secured a 3-2 win over the German club and advanced to 6th place in the table, which means as of now, we are confirmed to go to the round of 16 directly without a playoff. But we do have one more match day against Elfsborg coming up next week. That will be the ultimate decider. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Make sure you like and subscribe and comment down below your thoughts on today's game. And until next time, come on you Spurs!